Okay, so Andrew Carruthers wanted to know about pragmatic real-world data monetization in real life. So step by step. So Andrew, here it is. So firstly, it's important to remember that data products are just products. And so in the same way that with any product, when you build a product, you have to get out there into the market to understand who's the customer, what's the problem that they are looking to solve, why does your solution help them solve that problem in a way that they can't do it right now, and how does that create value for them? And then once you've validated that problem and that solution, then you've got something there for a data product. Now, I've seen, frankly, oftentimes what happens is that senior executives think in very big strategic terms around their data being valuable, but they think about their data being valuable to like industries. So, hedge funds would be interested in our data, or the automotive industries would be interested in our data, or healthcare companies would be interested in our data. And really, what you should be doing is instead going very detailed and getting down into the details about actually who would be interested in your data and what they would be doing with it. So it's sort of the classic, like, take those big strategic opportunity areas and then narrow it down to, here is the person, this is their job title, this is what they have to do every day right now, this is why it's not working for them, this is what I think our data is going to be able to help them do, and this is approximately how much we think they would pay for it, and this is how the go-to-market would work, and this is how we would be able to build it. And then put together a big list of assumptions that are key to the success of the overall proposition. And then you have to go out and talk to people. There's no getting around that. You've got to have 15, 20 conversations with those people who are your potential customers. And then after that, you should have a pretty good sense of, are those assumptions correct or are they not? And you're going to have to do that for every single one of your different assumptions. And so, for example, if you think different job archetypes in the automotive industry will be interested in your data for different reasons, you're going to have to go through that process for each different one and test it. And there's really no getting around that, how to work. The benefit of doing that is that it doesn't bite you in the end, because 85% of determining whether you have a real product or not is something that you can get a sense of from those conversations. Too many companies just take an internal focused view and then go out and want to build something. And they think that if they build it, the customers will come because that is just going to be so good. And it never turns out that way. I've personally made that mistake. So take a lesson from other people learning it the hard way. You don't need to learn it the hard way yourself. And then after you've validated that you have a business and that you need to, and you've sort of narrowed it down to the opportunity and who the customer is and what you're going to give them, then you need to build it. And for the internal building of the data product, frankly, that is so dependent on the specifics of what you're doing and the specifics of your underlying data stack that I don't think I can give any broad advice there, right? Everybody will have their own way of taking the data and getting it ready for external use. The one thing that I'll say is that too many people, when they think about building data products, are thinking about just delivering the raw data. Actually, what is likely far more valuable are the insights that can be generated from that data. And if you take the analogy of, data is the new oil, right? Raw oil in its unprocessed form is not that valuable for anybody. Oil needs to be refined in order to eventually turn into all of the different products that are made from oil. And data is the same way. And if you are thinking that you're going to send your data in, big CSV or a big data file, every single one of your customers is going to have to do that refining themselves and then have to do the exploratory data analysis and have to do all of the thinking in order to get to an insight that's going to make a difference in their lives. Whereas if you are doing that, you're actually adding a lot more business value to what you're delivering, because you're not delivering the ingredients to eventually come up with a solution to your customers. You're actually just delivering a solution to your customers. So, for example, this would be, instead of delivering just a raw data file, imagine you have market data on a specific market, right? Instead of just delivering a data file, you could deliver a market intelligence product where customers could see who different benchmarks for their industry, and have a platform that non-technical or sort of technical but non-programming business users can go in and get value from it, as opposed to automatically needing a data science team in order to make use of your data product. And interestingly enough, if your product is successful, you're going to need that even more, because the minute that you start having people use your raw data, you're going to find that market is a portion of the market. The people who are going to be able to take a data file and use it to solve some problem. There's oftentimes a bigger market right next door that is not going to be able to do that. And you're just going to have a whole bunch of customers and prospects say no to you because you're not able to do this. And so baking that in at the beginning is important. So that's for building it. And then for delivering it, I'm obviously biased here, but Delivery Layer was built for this type of use case. So the thesis is that the internal business logic and process that you use to generate a valuable data set for customers, that is very unique. That's your IP. That's going to be unique to your product. No one else is going to do the same thing. But when it comes to taking a completed data set and delivering a product with it, whether it is that raw data, whether it's APIs that your customers are going to want to pull, or whether it's full-on web applications with different pages and dashboards and charts and graphs that you're going to want to provide, eventually, if your business is successful, it's going to end up needing all of those things. And Delivery Layer provides that out of the box, as opposed to needing to, build some sort of Frankenstein system in order to get all of that functionality. So that's it. Pragmatic real-world data monetization, step by step. So you validate that there's a real problem with customers. You build a solution for those specific customer needs, ideally where you're capturing the business value and providing as much business value as you can off of your data. And then you deliver it, and then you profit. And that's it. All right. Thank you, Andrew, for the question.